Welcome back, YouTube. We are jumping right into our U.S. news. God bless the red, white, and blue. Everyone likes Adam Ruins Everything, right? This guy that was on TV, did a show, all that stuff. He's been a kind of the figurehead. He's kind of the talking head, the face of the writer's strike. And he had a pretty good segment here on CNN. Sorry, more CNN, but it's mainly this Adam guy
that run this industry.
I showed a clip from Adam last stream as well, from Hassan's stream. He's doing a good job representing the writer's strike, the union, and I'm in full support of them, even though it's, I also criticize the fact that, I don't know. Is the writers union going to back up the Starbucks union? Are they going to back up the Amazon union? You know what I mean? I feel like there's celebrity, that we're talking about this more than we would normally be talking about it, because it's a bunch of celebrities being affected, right? At the same time, I still think, writers deserve fair paychecks, and they're getting completely fucking screwed by these media oligopolies that, make billions of dollars on content, and they literally want to pay their writers like gig writers. And they're also really, really interested in getting AI to write their garbage fucking content. I mean, it really just shows you how much they care about the craft of creating good TV. Can we just replace you with some robot? Some like the writer of Breaking Bad, can we just tell a robot to make us another Breaking Bad? I can't wait until they do. It's going to be crap. It's going to be crap like on a level that we've never seen before. So strap in. I'm talking about AI written shows. Right? Why not just have an AI directed too? Fuck it.
That run this industry that say, look, times are changing. We are not making as much money as we once did. This is not the golden era of television. Although
they're making more money than they ever fucking could dream of.
This would argue the shows are great. What do you say to them?
So I'd point out the fact that David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, which is, the parent company of the network I'm talking to you on right now, was paid $250 million last year, $250 million. That's about the same level as what 10,000 writers are asking him to pay all of us collectively, all right? So I would say if you're being paid $250 million, Ted Sarandos made about $50 million last year. These companies are making enormous amounts of money. Their profits are going up. It's ridiculous for them to plead poverty when the writers who are making their shows, some of them are not able to pay their rent or their mortgages. I literally know writers who have had to go on assistance because they have not been able to make their year. If you look at these companies, they're making more money than ever. It's the people who make the shows for them that are making less.
Adam Conover, thank you so much for coming.
No, it's a fact. It's a fact. Everyone deserves a fair wage, even people in the entertainment creative industry. So I fully agree with him. And, good for Adam. And hopefully they get the fair shake, because, don't believe the fucking hype. Holy shit. Oh, we're poor. Oh, yeah, Netflix. Oh, yeah, you're really hurting. You're really hurting. Oh, what do I do? Sony Corporation. Oh, what do I do? Fuck off. That's a classic, pleading poverty is a classic technique, right? Amazon does that. They're like, oh, we didn't make any profit this year. Yeah, because you cooked your books. So you know what, folks? We liberals, all too often, and I do this as well. I try my best not to, but it's too tempting not to. But I did want to show this, especially after the insurrection update, that there are people in rural neighborhoods, live in the South, wherever, that do believe that human beings deserve rights, and do believe that, if you're gay or homosexual or LGBTQ, guess what? You still are a human being and you deserve rights. There are individuals that still believe in that. What I'm trying to get at is that we should not. Some liberals like to flirt with the idea of like, let's have a separate country, right? We're never going to convince these people. So let's just have a separate, and it's like, no. We can work together with these people. Hillary Clinton should have gone into Wisconsin. Hillary Clinton should have gone into the rural South, right? Lefty politicians need to confidently spread our message in these places, because that is honestly the only way we're gonna get to some of these people. Obviously, a lot of them are not interested in talking, but I'm just saying, it's not this monolithic political structure that is unassailable, that you're not going to be able to wiggle your way into, right? Into the right wing, Rust Belt conservatism, right? You just don't even bother talking to them if you're a liberal. Yeah. So I guess this is your woke agenda, huh? Is this fella right here? Looks like he works on a farm. I guess this guy supports the woke agenda, huh?
We'll turn it around. I wonder what trans people's opinion of me is. Opinion on trans people. Wow, I've only been asked this question 100,000 times at least. Well, how about this? I'm going to turn it around. I wonder what trans people's opinion of me is. Because you see, I choose to wear overalls and work boots and a ball cap. And I choose to go hunting, and I choose to go fishing, and I choose to live my life the way I want to live it. I wonder if that affects trans people's lives in the least. The answer to that is no, it doesn't.
Oh!
Well, guess what? If Jack wants to call himself Jill and wants to wear a dress and wants to live his life the way he wants to live it and wants to think of himself as herself, that doesn't affect me in the fucking least. I don't give two shits. I don't care.
You got a problem with that mentality, right-wing Republicans? Yeah, no, I do. I should have the right to tell you what to do with your body and how to teach your kids and any number of things that I should be able to tell you what to do. And guess what? I'm the party of freedom and liberty. Didn't you know? The party of freedom and liberty tells you what you can do behind closed doors with your significant other. Can't do that with your butt. Oh, you better not be doing that with your dick. Oh, that's bad. Don't do that, says the party of freedom. How about this guy's opinion? Huh? How about, life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness? What happened to that? Inalienable rights. What happened to that? You tyrants.
So let trans people live their lives, and I'm going to live my life.
Oh, no, we can't have that.
Other people go live their lives.
And the right wing fucking freaks will come in here. This guy man, you're not even getting paid for this shit. Stop embarrassing yourself. Get the fuck out of here, man. You got literally nothing to say. You're just going to repeat a bunch of fucking nonsense. CPAC, fascism, cool. You're not even listening to the words of what this guy is saying. What happened to minding your own business, right wingers?
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
What happened?
And if you want to change your name from Sarah to Sam, or you want to change your name from Sam to Sarah, that's what makes you happy. You have a constitutional right to do so. That's my opinion.
Can't have that.
Hope y'all have a good day now.
No, we can't have that. The right wing would come back and say, oh, well, they're trying to groom our children. No, the fuck they're not. Your kid's more likely to get molested in a right-wing fucking church than he is a drag queen story hour. About 99% more likely. White, chubby, little right-wing Christian diddling your kid. Way more likely than any drag queen at some story hour. Think of that follow. No, we can't have that. Woo. This guy. I mean, what is there to say about this guy, right? This is what happens when your party says, we're okay with lawlessness. We're okay with corruption. They're voting. They're voting, and he's playing ball, right? George Santos is playing ball with McCarthy, right? The Speaker of the House. He's playing ball. He's voting along. So as long as he's playing ball, you can be a lying crook. Lie away. I will say this. I'm almost certain the Republican Party is only keeping this Santos guy around because they literally need his vote to keep a majority, or I think they're like 1 or 2 votes away from a majority, and they don't want to slim that majority any further. I do think that if they had a comfortable majority, they probably would have kicked this guy to the curb long ago. That's not me saying like, oh, the Republican Party's so, you know, they care about morals or anything. I'm just saying like he's such an albatross right now, and I've said that twice today, but no, he's such a boat anchor on the Republican Party, right? He's like out and proud, literally every single fucking thing that's wrong. I'm not hiding any of it. I'm guilty as hell. This is what happened, and it happens with the neoliberals, right? But the neoliberals are a little bit more slick with it. But if we continue down this corporate corruption of the neoliberals, we're going to start getting these characters as well. I mean, we kind of actually, I take that back. Kristen Sinema, Joe Manchin, sure, but Kristen Sinema is a great example of a liar, of a grifter, of a con woman on the left. Right, telling everybody she's so progressive, going to change it up. You know, ex-member of the Green Party gets in and does everything she can to screw over the left wing. You know, oh, I care so much about the filibuster. My dick. You care about what the power of the filibuster and what that does to potentially life-changing legislation for people. Oh, well, it might cost rich people money, so we better keep that filibuster. So this is the end result of both parties embracing corruption and criminality, right? So that because they're playing this political game, they're toying with our fucking lives. Can I get a better volume? Any of this? Wait, what was the trick? I was given a trick here. Copy video URL. Remember the trick from Chem Goblin? Yeah. Oh, look at this. Now I can go full screen with a volume slider. Heaven forbid. Someone stop him. We better remove these features. No one likes volume sliders on their videos. I really hate the ability to scroll through my video as well. That's really inconvenient. Let's block all those features and call it shorts. Because my patience is short.
Planning on running for re-election?
Yes, I am.
Do you think you'll win re-election?
Well, like I said, I will prove myself innocent, and then we'll move from there. And re-election is a very hard time away from me.
And again, you will not resign.
I will not resign.
Mr. Santos, are you headed to Washington now?
Yes, I am. I have to go back and vote. Tomorrow we have one of those consequential votes.
He literally, and we have a story covering this, but he's literally voting to strike down the law that he's currently being convicted of, some employment fraud or something. It seems Gaza and Israel agreed and started a ceasefire. Yeah, okay. We'll see. We'll see. You know what the funny thing about these ceasefires is that it seems it's like a yellow light, right? You're supposed to be slowing down, and then you hit the gas. That's what it seems like to me, some of these ceasefires, but I hope that's the case, Reflecticus. By the way, thank you, Reflecticus, for sticking around, as well as anyone else that's still here. I know you guys are lurking and doing your dishes and playing video games and stuff. I do appreciate you listening and giving me that view. So thank you very much for lurking. Left Justified. Wow, where did you get that one? Who uploaded that one to their fucking Twitch account?
In this Congress, which is a border bill, I did the best I could to just keep my composure. I was fine. But again, this has been an experience, you know, for a book or something like that. But
Great. He's like, hey, this is great. This is gonna be a great opportunity to grift and make some money. Thank you so much. I mean, that it says it all, right? That's the kind of opportunist grifter he is. I can't wait to write a book about this and make $1 million bucks. Yeah, I get to be on Tucker. I guess not anymore. Whoops. Whoops. I guess I get to be on Greg Gutfeld's show on fucking was it News America, Newsmax. How do you know I'm playing video games? I'm totally still watching the stream. Chem Goblin, thank you so much. You know, thank you if you're actually watching. You know, and you know, maybe you're not chatting it up. That's perfectly fine. That's what I get for attracting adults instead of Zoomers who are like fart and poop every 5 seconds of the, you know, like the Hassan's chat is like you literally a schizophrenic, you know, it looks like the chat log of a schizophrenic mind, you know. I think poop is pee. You know, it's like, well, okay. Anyway, look at this, guys. I mean, I hate the West Wing style, oh, go get them theatrics of these neoliberals, right? But I mean, the facts are on the table. Get a Chinese balloon, put a nuke, place it on it. But if any of them shoots, both die. I don't think that shit would get 10 feet in the air before someone shoots it, bro. Thank you so much, Woke Patriot, for being here. Thank you so much for your participation in the Discord. Big props to you, Woke Patriot.
Is this a joke? George Santos allegedly stole almost $25,000 in unemployment benefits. And here's the part that you can't make up. This is too absurd to be true, but it is.
That's true.
Their bill defunds the program that catches people who commit this kind of fraud. I have a letter in front of me from the Department of Labor, which I will insert into the record.
Right out of a third world, like, kangaroo government. You know what I mean? Just that's what Bibi Netanyahu is trying to do right now. Right, trying to pass a law that says, "Oh, well, we can just hand wave away any investigation that we don't like." This motherfucker's he's voting on the thing that he's being sent to court for, and he's like, make it legal. It's fine. What could be the harm in that?
That says
embezzlement is legal. That's cool.
Their bill defunds the program that helps them catch fraud. Now, maybe that's why George Santos co-sponsored it. But I think we should rename this the George Anthony DeValder Santos Fraudster Protection Act.
Okay,
What's that old horror?
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. They're theatrics. Look, aren't you guys in charge? Doesn't Joe Biden have the pick of the litter for Justice Department heads? Yet he picks Merrick Garland, like literally like a dandelion lion in your yard, just like completely you don't even know it's there. Couldn't Joe Biden pick somebody that was actually willing to go after some of these criminals? Big guy. Well, I think we should name it after his fake. George Santos is fucking laughing at you, bro. He's laughing all the way to the goddamn bank. He's like, I can't wait to write a book, and I'm gonna find myself innocent. I'm getting away with it, and I'm going to get voted back in, and Kevin McCarthy likes me, and I'm winning. And he is. Santos is winning, homeboy. So why don't you go back and tell your buddy Joe Biden to do something about this criminality instead of reaching across the motherfucking aisle yet again? I swear to God, if I hear one more speech about bipartisanship from the neoliberals who are getting spat on every single fucking day by the right-wing establishment. Oh, we just got to be friendly to the people trying to destroy us. So why don't you send a message back to Joe there, honey? This is what more of this. This is what I'm talking about. We need a little bit more of this. Listen to this. I'm actually unclear of the details. Yeah, we need to strike exactly. Left justified exactly. Make it stop. Make it stop. I don't think they're kicking our ass hard enough, quite frankly. I'm so principled. But no, more of this. Check this out. I'm actually not even sure what she's like, what's happening. I'm sure it's like a right-wing overreach or just some blatant racism or some blatant authoritarianism. But more of this. Watch this.
She got a lot on this council, and that's why they want to get rid of her. And I hope that y'all seeing what's happening, and I hope you make your decision when November comes. I'm pissed as a yeah, I'm a fan.
We're talking about people's lives here. And you know what? If I have to lose some
super loud, sorry about that.
Votes to save some lives, then I will do so. Because you want to know what? People are going to die in the street. And if you're going to look at them in the face and say you're okay with that, then be so. But you know what? I'm not.
And I take a lot of hits. And hell, I know I practically invite a bunch of them. But my son? Man, that makes my soul bleed, and it makes my temper burn.
I spoke with Woodard, and I spoke with Battle, and I asked them, had you heard this information? And they did not. They said they did not. But Mr. Battle told me I won't gonna go for it. She's been a great city manager. I'm not gonna put her down. But you sat here and you lied in my face.
So maybe this is another incident where they're, like what we saw in, was it Tennessee, right? Where they just voted to expel several members of the body, or like with the trans person, right? Where they just expelled this person, democratically elected. Oh, you technically broke a law of decorum, so we're all voting to make you go away now. Thank you. Bye-bye. They still have to vote on things, but they're not allowed to be in the building. I mean, it really doesn't get more blatant, but I guess they just got to slip on some swastikas and Zeke Heil their way to the motherfucking Walmart before anyone stands up and does a goddamn thing about it, huh?
You lied in my face, Mr. Battle, and I want you to lie to these people to say that you didn't say that. You said that this woman has done her job and she has been nothing but great to this community, which we know. We know she has done her job. We know she has bent over backward. We know she has looked aside to some of the votes that you have tried to have people pay you all for votes that she looked aside, that she could have reported.
Oh, yeah.
She got a lot.
And here's a major part of the problem right here. Oh, you can't call people corrupt. You can't call people thieves. You can't say people are lying. Oh, we gotta calm down. We can't call people out. Enough of this. Don't you be stopping her. Don't you be slowing this down. This is righteous anger, and it needs to be expressed, not tapered. Not tapered. You gonna do that? You know what? You gonna do that to some civil rights leaders of the past? Ooh, you're being too loud. You're being too disruptive. Ooh, hell no, hell no. Get angry, get mad, express yourself, and do whatever you can politically and legally to stop this.
On this council, and that's why they want to get rid of her.
I really do not want to be here today.
Whoa, dude, the microphones are all fucked up. That's super. It was super quiet there, and now it's super loud. I'm sorry.
I want to be home with my family right now.
Martinez talks about the black child of Mike Bonin, a white council member. In Spanish, calling the boy a little monkey.
So he's a gay man. They adopted, a son. He's a person of color. And his political opponents called his, and you'll see the call here. She's a woman.
White council member. In Spanish, calling the boy a little monkey.
There's nothing you can do to control him. Parece changuito. Kind of like a little white kid, which I was like, this kid needs a beat down. Like, let me take him around the corner and then I'll bring him back.
I am still.
What the fuck? Raising him like a white kid. He's a little monkey. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Trying to wrap my head around everything that was said and everything that is happening. My husband and I are both raw and angry and heartbroken and sick for our family and for Los Angeles.
December 22nd, Buffalo, New York. One night, 43 people dead in the snow. Texas, 2 days later, 45 people dead in the snow. I promise you.
He's talking about like warming facilities, right? Here's some bootstraps instead of, here's some food and shelter because it's like 10 below.
I promise. I'm giving you my word, ma'am. Just like I went into the encampments in the city and made sure, you know what? When you give them people this much and you show them you a little respect, do you know what they do? They clean, they help. They want a place to be warm, and that's it. They don't want to bother anyone. They don't want to ruin anything. Ma'am, we're not closing the senior center for this to happen. Once the senior center closes, they come in. Before it even opens, they're gone. Why? Why are we forgetting about you?
Counselor.
No, Mr. President. I can't because you want.
Once again, right? These people are getting the moderate. MLK talks about these folks, the goddamn moderate who would prefer decorum and status quo over literally, if it's a full totalitarian government. Well, at least we're talking nice to each other. Yo, how you doing?
You know what? We're talking about people's lives here. And you know what? If I have to lose some votes to save some lives, then I will do so. When I came out of the service in 2011, I had nowhere to live. In the winter, if I had a warming station, I would have went anywhere.
These people stabbed us and shot us and cut the spirit of Los Angeles. It gave a beatdown.
It's not sarcastic. The mission of this channel is to provide a resource for people to fight back against the cancer of nihilism and create a real progressive future. It's 100% serious. And this is 100% the best news program on Twitch. Welcome to the motherfucking News Underground.
To the heart and the soul of this city. But before anything else in the world, I'm a dad. I am a dad who I'm a dad who loves his son in ways that words cannot capture. And I take a lot of hits, and hell, I know I practically invite a bunch of them. But my son, man, that makes my soul bleed, and it makes my temper burn, and I know I'm not alone.
He's got to call that woman honorable.
Has spoken, and it feels the same way.
And I hope that y'all seeing what's happening, and I hope you make your decision when November comes. I'm pissed as a yeah, I'ma say it. I'm mad as a
Hold on, Councilwoman.
I am, because I know what's been going on. I know somebody came to my office and asked me to deal with this stuff because they've been asked to be paid
Let's take a recess. I'm going to recess this meeting right now.
I'm sick of it.
We're going to recess the meeting right now.
Oh, we got to stop. Oh, we're breaking decorum. Oh, someone make it stop. Oh, she's talking loud. I'm so uncomfortable. Oh, make it stop. Make the debate stop. Oh, she's angry. Oh, decorum's the most important thing in the world. Oh, status quo. Exactly. Libs prefer a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a positive peace, which is the presence of justice. Fucking nailed it. We need to do something about these motherfucking neoliberals, okay? And that doesn't mean we embrace the fascistic right. That means we blaze a new path, okay? We get the AOCs and the Rashida Tlaibs, and we say, look, you want our vote? You better come correct. And then we do whatever we can to primary every neoliberal we possibly can. We give money to these organizations. We march for these organizations. We get on the phone for these. Oh, I can't do it. I don't have time. I don't have time. Well, then you don't have fucking time for your democracy, man. That's it. We're on the cusp of a whole new era. Okay? People will say, oh, yeah, voting doesn't matter. Voting doesn't matter. We're on the cusp of your vote literally, functionally not mattering. Are we really only going to stand up when it's too late, when we have lost the ability to make change and we have to resort to some kind of violence of some sort, some kind of protesting, some kind of, activism movement that has to utilize disruption on a scale unheard of? Are we really going to wait? The Steve Bannons of the world are laughing at our fucking face, failing and tripping over ourselves, having debates about inconsequential nonsense right out of the fucking CIA handbook on how to disrupt progressive political movements. Oh, make sure you bog them down with a bunch of bullshit. Keep them debating about nonsense. Keep them separated. Keep them fighting against each other. The only solution is the only thing that has ever worked. Nonviolent direct political action. I'll say that shit until the motherfucking CIA knocks on the door. Get real. You have to actually be effective. You have to actually be effective for the CIA to be knocking on your door. As I said before, Kristen Cinema, yo, DJ Smokey. Knock, knock. Welcome back, Jod. I think I recognize that name. Must protect DJ Smokey at all costs. Citizens United, just this Reddit post I thought was interesting. The Citizens United was the worst thing to happen to democracy in the century. So here we have Kristen Cinema. Aw, shucks, I'm just a Green Party gal who just wants to... Hello from Kyiv. We'll be getting to our Ukrainian section in about an hour or so. Positive Squad records. But like I said, we have a George Santos on the left, right? Her name is Kristen Cinema. Oh, golly shucks, gee, guys, I'm so progressive. I'm gonna really shake it up. Immediately start stuffing her pockets immediately and cackling at us. Oh, you fucking fools, let me in. Gets in front of a microphone. I would never steal a dime. I would never steal. I defend the filibuster because of principles. Moment she leaves the mic, more money. But look at this, her net worth. This ain't her just her fucking salary, folks. How does one go from a net worth of 32,000 fucking to 11 million biggie busy bone bucks, folks? What the fuck you gonna do? Seems to me it's pretty fucking lucrative, right? And liberals are like, oh yeah, she's not gonna win a re-election. That'll show her. Oh, she'll cry herself to sleep on a pile of money. And who's the suckers left with egg on their face? Us. She pops in, pockets cash, bails out, doesn't see a day in jail. Who's the fucking morons? Us. We're the jackasses. This woman should be behind bars in jail. If there was any justice. Oh, that'll show her she lost her re-election. Done and done. Justice served. Really? Moving on. I'm not going to sit here and make fun of this woman's age. What I am going to do is I'm going to once again point out is that, welcome to the theme of the U.S. section. It's what it turns into almost every single time. But a laser beam criticism and focus on the neoliberal establishment and their failure to govern. Okay, they nuked they nuked Roe v. Wade because of RBG. Right? She just, oh, well, I can stay alive another, She should have stepped down during the Obama era. She didn't. She thought she could outlast Trump. Handed over a Supreme Court nomination to one of the worst human beings on the face of Mother Earth. What we need to acknowledge is that the neoliberals do not care about the people they govern. They pay a certain amount of attention to us, right? Basically like what we saw with that council member. Oh, calm down. You're a fascist if you don't vote for us. Calm down. You're a right winger if you don't vote. Okay, calm it down. That's about all they can do now. And when there's a progressive gaining traction, right? When there's a progressive that's catching the nation's attention, the lion awakes, the beast emerges, and the neoliberal establishment pulls out the stops to make sure we destroy anybody that could be perceived as taking over, right? Capturing the attention of America's lefties. Can't have that. And Dianne Feinstein is the end result of that. Narcissistic, pampered, rich, unquestioned, no pushback. They live in a bubble that never penetrated with any criticism. And this is the end result. If she had any character, if she had any scruples, she would step down for the good of the country and the good of the party. But she's not. Because these are the individuals that make up this neoliberal party. Narcissistic to the very end. How do you as a person that's this old say, I have the right to change laws for the future? At some point, you do have to step down and say, it's time for the next generation to take over. How do you have the arrogance to say, I'm going to make changes to laws that won't affect me 30 years from now when I'm well in the grave, when my bones are dust? It takes an extreme kind of narcissism to do that. A pathological amount of narcissism. These people are mentally ill. And we have to stop letting them shush us. You got to be quiet. Be a good little liberal. They're letting Mitch McConnell walk all over them. I got to say, look, and once again, I'm not here. I don't want to What is the, I don't want to speculate on this, but this is quite bizarre. What people are like, she's on drugs, or something's wrong, or I don't know, but her mannerisms are quite bizarre. I'm just going to point this out and move on because I have nothing else to say. But the country is not voting for Kamala Harris as president. That is a non-starter, and it has nothing to do with her race.
Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
All right, it's not too bad. I think what she was trying to do is get into character. Cop Mala. Yeah, exactly. Great, man. You got all the good ones, man. You got all the good little GIFs there. Okay, I think she was just more getting into character. But I will repeat what I said. Ain't no one voting for you, Kamala. Okay, and it really doesn't have much to do with your race. Everything race has to do with everything, though, right? It seeps its little cancerous tentacles into every debate. Race. If we continue to allow the fascistic right to get away with its authoritarianism, incidents like this are going to become very, very normal. We see this is the American style honor killing. This is an American style honor killing right here. A 22-year-old Texas man fatally shot his partner for traveling to get an abortion. And there are people who sit right now in local and federal governments who are making the argument that a man has the ability to tell a woman, you are not allowed to leave the marriage, you're not allowed to have an abortion, you are basically my prisoner because you signed a wedding certificate. They are making this argument in Texas, in Florida, Arizona, and probably a few others. Those are just the ones I'm certain of. I'm certain. I'm real certain. No, I'm certain of those locations and the anti-abortion laws that they've passed just recently after Roe v. Wade. They had them ready. Some of these places had laws that they had passed that went into effect once Roe v. Wade was destroyed. But this is what we see. It's not about and to the men's rights activists, Davey, who are trying to make an argument that, well, it's my baby too. This is the end result of that mentality, of this idea that, no, I have certain ownership over your body, right? That's the logical conclusion of that thinking. Now, with that said, Davey's arguments on abortion, if you don't know what I'm talking about, a lot of people wouldn't know, but it's a more nuanced argument than what I've heard from any other right-winger. With that said, though, the core idea of, no, I am a man and I have certain control over certain elements of your body, if you're pregnant, those kind of things. This is the toxic end result, the logical conclusion of that thinking. You're going to kill my son. You're going to kill my child. I get to kill you. I'm preventing you. It's kind of funny, right? Because they're preventing a murder, and then I guess in their logic, killing two people. Boy, what a twisted fucking world these crazy ass motherfuckers live in, right? Oh, I had to kill them both because she was gonna kill them, so I had to kill them both. We're not going to watch this whole clip here, but this is undeniably good TV. This is a lobbyist who claims he put in the paperwork that I am working as a paid lobbyist for this company that is polluting, some kind of, mineral mining company or something. I don't know, but they apparently the Democrat, I don't know, they didn't have it in their paperwork that this guy was a registered lobbyist. AOC did her paperwork, looked into it, and like, yeah, homeboy, are you a lobbyist? And like, don't you love I I hate how these people can answer questions like this. I hate how this is legal. I see this in Canadian Parliament. I see this in the UK. Of course, in the U.S., but in France, anywhere, right? We're just allowed to rhetorically tiptoe around certain things. How come no one is ever forced, right? We put our hand on our Bible and we say a little oath. Doesn't fucking matter, does it? There's got to be a better system. And obviously, I'm not talking about torture or anything, but Jesus Christ, there's got to be, like we're not leaving this discussion. We're not leaving this until I am satisfied with the answers, right? You shouldn't just be able to run out the clock and then skirt away without having to actually answer questions. With that said, because they have rights, no, it is right. You can't. No. That's actually a really, it's a good response. No, it is a good response because because you also can't just do like the Russian style, sit in your corner and listen to your accusations and you're only allowed to say yes or no to very complicated questions that there is no yes or no answer to. So that's a good retort as well. I just wish that there was some kind of, you know what I mean? Some kind of, sure, you can respond however you want to respond, but there's a review period where we go through your responses, and then if we want, we can do a follow-up interview. We can call you back in for another one. You know what I mean? Something. Well, that's not very nice. Tell me, why should I keep you in my chat? Why should I keep this person in my chat? I look sad. Should I keep this person in my chat? Should I just allow them to stay and abuse me? Is that what I got to do now? People always criticize me for banning people like that immediately. Anyway, look at this. This is really good TV. I'm not sad. I'm angry. I'm pissed.
Are you presently a registered lobbyist in the state of Minnesota for Twin Metals, Minnesota?
Let me explain it to you.
Is it yes or no?
I'm going to give you a yes or no.
We have
All
two
right.
witnesses.
Well, I hate you.
That have present connections,
So
not
mean.
past, in stakeholders with.
It's so mean. I'm not sad. I'm stoned. And there's a big difference. Okay, buddy? I'm not sad. My eyes aren't sad. My face is red because I'm warm. It's hot. But I'm just high on marijuana. Okay? Just leave me alone. Leave me alone.
The financial interest in advocating for large new mines in the state, regardless of whether or not it would result in economic benefits. I think this is important and relevant connections.
They're the most important thing.
Clearly communicated. Senator Bach, I was hoping you could help me clarify something. I see here that you are testifying today as a former state senator, but we've seen some materials here that suggest you may be a registered lobbyist within the state of Minnesota to lobby on behalf of Twin Metals Minnesota.
I retired on January 3rd and started a consult.
You asked me a very simple question, so let me give you my life story. So I was at a job that's not relevant to the discussion here.
On January 3rd and started a consulting business, an LLC. I have a number of clients. Some of them require registration with the Minnesota Campaign Finance Board.
And is Twin Metals Minnesota one of those
Twin Metals is one of them, and I did disclose that.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay, so was that disclosed with the state? I failed to see it in your opening statement. I failed to see it in the statement you just delivered here.
So instead of using this opportunity as a great launching pad on a rant against her clearly super corrupt opponents and everyone else, she maybe this is a mistake. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so done with this. I'm so you think the right wing, you think Ted Cruz sitting there, if the roles were reversed, that he wouldn't take advantage of this gift, right? Hillary Clinton up there talking like, and obviously this guy isn't Hillary Clinton, but you know what I mean, right? AOC doesn't jump on it. She go kind of, okay, well, I guess we'll get with your staff and we'll figure this out. It's a paperwork error. Caught him in a blatant fucking lie.
And it is, to clarify, Twin Metals Minnesota, it is that company's leases that were canceled by the Biden administration that are partially subject to the matters of this hearing today. But I
blatant conflict of interest.
want to thank you. I think it's
Come
important for us
on,
to have
man!
clarity. I'm not sure why that detail was excluded. I think it is highly relevant present experience.
Call him a liar. Call this out as a blatant fucking attempt to lie to the court. Come on.
That should be disclosed.
Ranking Member Ocasio-Cortez, it was disclosed in his written testimony.
In his written testimony, but not the opening statement.
And it's required that he did disclose that.
And, okay, but I would like to note it was not included in the opening statement.
Okay, yeah. Liberals all over Twitter are like, go AOC, go, yes, queen. Man, if this is the best we got, it's over, dog. If this is the best this is supposed to be our progressive firebrand. This is supposed to be the new progressive future. Whoa, boy. Okay, homie. All right. See you on the other side of that one. And yeah, Katie Porter, I mean, I have a lot of respect for her work, but once again, says all these great things, makes a big fucking, theatrical grandstanding. It's all great. And then votes right in line with Joe Biden, right? Where was she on the Voting Rights Act, the voting rights bill that was supposed to pass, right? She cares so much about this, this corruption, right? And then where was she? Oh, agreeing with the neoliberal establishment on their terrible decisions. She's not criticizing her own side. She's not standing up, because you need to be criticizing your own side if you care about the things you claim to care about, right? If Katie Porter really cared about the things that she claims to care about, she'd be calling out her own party, right? Trying to make real change with her own party. She doesn't. Votes right in line with them. So you know what that turns Katie Porter's performances into? Theater, right? Because, oh, yeah, she knows the Chris right in front of her, right? But she's not acting on it. She's, party knows best. It's not enough saying, rhetorical, West Wing, I gotchas, and you got your fucking, whiteboard behind you with all your stats and numbers. Might as well just flush it all down the fucking drain. You think a fascist gives a fuck about your fucking chart? Same moment Daniel Perry surrenders to police after chokehold death of Jordan Neely. In the end, look, I get it. It's a game. There's a game to play. I get that. I do. Right. But at some point, you know what I mean? You're not going to, it's just 100% full agreement. You're not going to criticize even a little bit. Not going to have any spine. That's the only way to win, is just total naked partisanship. That doesn't sound like democracy. That doesn't sound like democracy at all. I do get it, though. Yeah, you got to play the game. I understand that. Right? That's what the whole Build Back Better infrastructure thing was about, right? All right, we'll play the game. We'll vote along with infrastructure if you make Build Back Better happen. Your fucking, your policy promise, your manifesto, if you actually, fulfill your promises, okay, we'll give you your corporate handout. Ruin that, destroyed that. Oh, well, Rashida Tlaib, oh, well, we really should just capitulate to Joe Biden and then we'll get to Build Back Better. Where's Build Back Better, by the way? Huh? Build Back what? Huh? I have heard Joe Biden say Build Back Better recently. I was shocked. All right, anyway, moving on. This is a big story in America. Too far away, you lose support from the middle. See that is a bit of a fallacy, because look, if the status, the corporate parties, okay, we got to talk about this, right? Because your comment here. All right, I'm going to pause. All right, getting back to the news here. U.S. news. First time I've used that feature, the pause feature. Hopefully that's not too disruptive on YouTube. But this is a big. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, everybody. And look, I'm not shitting on Mr. Dog here, 03. I see what you're saying, and you're not wrong. There's a game you have to play. But at the same time, we need to shatter this paradigm that the only solution is to appeal to moderate voters. There are actually more people that are interested, right? As I said in my argument. Anyway, this is a massive story. Daniel Penny choked Jordan Neely to death. I'm sure. Yeah, you're an anomaly. Okay, you're an anomaly. And, are you also one of those people that think that repeats the talking point that the neoliberal left has gone too far left? That Joe Biden has gone too far left, and that's why no one's excited by him? Because he's gone too. That's the kind of shit that quote unquote independents say, right? Oh, Joe Biden is such an extremist. In what fucking universe? Anyway, I digress. Look, it's okay. Thank you, O3. It sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders. All right, I appreciate that. As long as you're a good actor, we can chill all day, right? As long as we're having an honest conversation about things, we can chill all day. Anyway, Daniel Penny choked out Jordan Neely on the bus. If you've ever been in New York or San Francisco or LA or any major city in the United States, you know that getting on the train, getting on the bus is you're pulling the slot machine as to whether am I going to get a crazy person, am I going to get a naked person, am I going to get a guy having a mental health issue, am I going to get a singer, someone singing a terrible version of Wonderwall. You see it almost literally every time you get on the train, especially in New York City, where it's kind of like busking on the inside the actual train has become its own thing, right? But anyway, you see this quite a bit, and when you take the train quite a bit, you kind of start to have like a defensive posture. Like you start to be like, how am I going to defend myself? I'm not defending Penny here, just so you know. But what I am saying, I saw that in San Francisco as well. Fucking blasting mariachi music on the Muni. Good times, right? But I'm not defending Penny here, but I am saying that when you're living in an urban environment, the subway, the train can sometimes become a very scary and hairy environment. All of a sudden, you're trapped in a very, very small space with a person who is acting very, very erratically. Okay, that situation happens all the time. And yes, you feel very uncomfortable. The person starts, throwing their clothes off and screaming, like literally shrieking, right? And just like, he fucked me over, or he stole from me, or, whatever their issue is that they're having in their life. They're usually, of course, also super high, right? Like super crazy, unpredictably high, right? Some of these junkies. So that's the kind of situation that you can run into quite a bit on an urban subway or an urban bus. So when I hear of an incident like this, I'm like, okay, well, what are the details? Did this person pull out a knife? Like when the doors closed, did they pull out a knife and start shrieking and start attacking and accosting people? No. According to eyewitness reports, Jordan Neely was having a mental health issue, screaming, yelling, maybe throwing some things, maybe. And this Daniel Penny guy, he took it from 0 to 100. He took it from 0 to 100 and went like, oh, this is my opportunity to save the day. This is my opportunity to be the hero. And I'm going to, de-escalate the situation. And that's what we're seeing the right wing frame this as. He was defending himself. He was a hero. Another Kyle Rittenhouse, right? Using violence to stop the brown person who's also gay. And some liberal probably, right? He Charles Bronson did, right? He went in there like Dirty Harry and took care of it. I don't give a shit about you dirty liberals, and choked him right out, right? That's the narrative coming from the right wing. That's not the case here, man. He's not the hero. Okay? And I was saying in my Discord, like, it wouldn't have taken much for Jordan Neely, like if he starts beating on somebody or punching somebody, it wouldn't have taken much for the crowd to be like, yeah, Daniel did the right thing. Like this person was like literally like, hitting and they had a weapon and it was getting way out of hand. And this person came in and de-escalated the situation. And, it obviously was escalated in the other direction, right? Because you can kill somebody pretty quickly with a chokehold. Doesn't take a lot of, the brain is actually very fragile. And if you cut it off from oxygen, it can kill it very quickly. So that's my thoughts on the situation. So let's watch some news clips about it. I think I have some news clips from CNN, and then I also have an example of the fascistic right. Here we have Tim Pool making the argument that Daniel is a hero. You know, I mean, we don't need evidence. We don't need a trial. We don't need, it's already politicized. Here's the narrative. Hop on. This is a fighter for freedom, right? Fighting against the big, scary black LGBTQ, right? Like, very, very dangerous. Stochastic terrorism, like, let's call it what it is with these Tim Pool characters. The serfs patting themselves on the back while Tim Pool does victory laps around them, financially and viewership wise, and also activism wise, right? You got the fucking trifecta. They're making more money, they got more views, and they're doing more political activism than the left, right? So fucking good job. Nice debate. You really stuck it to them. Anyway, we're not going to watch the whole clip, 8 minutes from CNN, but let's, it's a big story. We got to talk about it. Now, I got a lot of respect for the serfs, and I'm happy for their goddamn success. I really am. But son of a bitch, I mean, he's taking victory laps and shit like anyone gives a fuck. You think anyone's going to fucking care about your little debate with Tim Pool when these right-wingers are stomping all the fuck over us? Welcome back, Rob. I can't stress this enough. The right are winning. The right is winning this culture war, political war for the zeitgeist, whatever you want to call it. They are winning, and they're winning through violence and just through perseverance.
The man accused of killing a homeless street artist on a New York City subway surrendered to police. There's the pictures of it right there. He is inside the precinct now.
Great. I can't wait for this guy, a woke patriot who has experience in the legal field. Unfortunately, he left. But he was saying this guy might walk. This guy might walk on a standing your ground defense. And, I just can't wait for this guy to become the next Kyle Rittenhouse. We're going to see him at every fucking CPAC, right? Every right winger lining up to interview him, right? Oh, you defended yourself and you defended people and you're such a hero. And wow, it's so honorable. You choked him out. He was gay.
We expect to see him again very shortly as he heads to court. Daniel Penny is facing second-degree manslaughter charges in connection with the death of Jordan Neely. Neely died after Penny put him in a chokehold on that subway. Witnesses say on May 1st, Neely got on the train acting erratically. They say he was shouting at passengers, but there are no reports that he physically attacked anyone. Then video...
And like, how many seconds did he hold this guy in a choke? Once the body goes limp, bro, you let go. That's how the chokehold works. You don't hold that, come on, man. I mean, it's just like they think they're heroes. They think they're Charles Bronson. They think they're Dirty Harry, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? And they want to walk around strapped because I know how to use my gun. And then they get in a gunfight and they're like pissing their pants and shooting erratically, They're untrained, unserious cosplayers.
Shows Penny wrapping his arms around Neely's neck, forcing him to the ground. Witnesses say he held him there for several minutes until Neely stopped breathing. His death was ruled a homicide, though it took nearly 2 weeks to file charges. The video sparked protests and calls from the city's mayor to revamp services for the homeless.
You let him go when the body goes
Neely
limp.
was known by many in New York.
Does anybody have a fucking little brother, that they wrestled with, or a buddy, a good friend that they wrestled with? Bro, you let him go when the body goes limp, bro. Holding him for several... What are you, just holding a limp body for several minutes? What the fuck you doing?
New York City for his Michael Jackson impersonations. His family tells CNN he had been suffering from mental health issues since 2007 when he found his mother's body inside a suitcase. In recent years, Neely had been put on the city's top 50 list of homeless people with acute needs. His funeral will be held next Friday, Kate.
And Penny's lawyers have previously said that he risked his life to save other passengers. And just after Penny arrived at the precinct last hour, his attorneys spoke to reporters and cameras that were standing outside. CNN's Omar Jimenez is outside the police precinct. You were there as Penny entered. What are his attorneys saying today?
Let's get the word of the attorneys.
Yeah, Kate, they're saying a little bit of what we heard from in their statements, saying that this was someone, their client, Daniel Penny, was someone who was defending not just himself, but those in the subway car around. Now, people that have been protesting argue the absolute opposite. Now,
exactly, he did a Chauvin, almost exactly. Chauvin put his knee right on the center of your spine, pushing all of his weight right on the ribs, right on the lungs. Can't breathe. You can't fucking breathe.
He's been inside this police precinct behind me here for about an hour. He got here a little bit after 8 a.m. Eastern time.
All right, so we heard the lawyers. So here, let's get the final bit of this story. Let's hear what the stochastic terrorists have to say. How they're turning this murderer into a martyr. When does the madness end?
Daniel Penny,
I'll tell you when the madness ends. I'll tell you when the madness ends. When we start holding these people accountable. When we stop letting the neoliberals hand wring and worry. Oh, we can't set a legal precedent that could get us in trouble. We need real representation. Okay, that's going to actually hold these people accountable. Or else, I mean, it's just going to become normalized until this is our life. They've already normalized gun massacres. And we'll be getting to that in a little bit in everyone's favorite segment, the mass shooting update. Look forward to it.
Daniel Penny, the man in New York who was defending people from a violent, deranged man, who then tried to save that man, will be criminally charged. So,
who tried to save that man?
Violent, deranged man, who then
tried to save that man. Is holding a person in a chokehold until their body is limp for several minutes an attempt to save? These are bizarre. These are very bizarre and dangerous people.
Tried to save that man, will be criminally charged. So thanks to the likes of people like AOC and the far left, they're getting what they want. And this man who was trying to save others and the violent perpetrator himself, yeah, he's going to get locked up. He's getting manslaughter charges, which I imagine he'll likely, I mean, maybe he'll plead.
Okay, that's all we needed. We don't need any more from this actual human shaped piece of feces. This is dangerous. They're making a martyr out of Ashley Babbitt. They made a hero out of Kyle Rittenhouse. And now they're making a clear look, man. I don't think first degree murder. I think it's fair to say his intention wasn't to murder. You can be an idiot and you can make a stupid decision and get somebody killed because of your stupidity and lack of training and lack of expertise. And yes, Tim Pool, you could still be held accountable for those mistakes. You don't get to claim ignorance and commit murder. You fucking moron. My face does get red. It's really warm in here. Guess I need a fan. I'll get a fan. I'll cool it off. I can't show you this entire clip. Moving on. Sorry. But I can't see. I need a transition button. All right. I need a sound effect that says, okay, we're on to the next story. Maybe the fart. But militarized police, this is what you get. This is what happens when you teach cops that they are soldiers in a war against chaos, right? And the civilians are, more dangerous than insurrection, than insurgents in Iraq, right? This warrior cop mentality. So let me just explain the situation. Reverberated fart transition. It's not a bad idea. So here we have a cop pulling up. This is the person that's having the mental health issue is in the truck. His mother is standing right here, pleading with him, calming him down. It looks like she might have actually succeeded. That things were actually calming down when the officers were barreling in. It's hard to tell, though. Within 5 seconds, they are unloading their magazines. Sorry, gun nuts. It's not a clip. It's a magazine, even if it's a pistol. They are unloading their magazines into the driver's side window. Miraculously, this person survived. Here he is right here. Miraculously, this person survived. He was a Marine, so he knew what he was doing, but went too far, perhaps. The actual facts content seems so veiled with limited video. The detail from statements, subway video. Oh, you're making an excuse for Daniel Penny. Hey, that's, it's fair to criticize speculation until he's had his day in court. Tim Pool wants him to walk. Tim Pool wants him to just fucking strut off like Charles Bronson into the fucking sunset, right? But hey, yeah, 03, fine. You want to say, hey, look, the man deserves his day in court before he's guilty, right, of murder, right, which is what lefties are saying about Daniel Penny. Fair enough. What do I mean, excuses? No, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm agreeing. 15 minutes? No fucking way. No way. Look, it's all speculation until he gets his day in court. All right. But if the initial reports and eyewitness testimonies are true, the man committed murder. Right. But no, he deserves his day in court, and he deserves, and if he is found innocent, we'll see, because Kyle Rittenhouse was also found innocent. Now, I've never seen a more guilty motherfucker in my life. Being okay, should have known. Well, that's kind of, you know what? That doesn't help his case, 03. Do you know how badly that actually hurts his case? Because when a trained boxer uses his ability to hurt somebody, it's considered, using a deadly weapon. So if he was trained on how to use chokeholds and still used his chokehold maliciously and murdered him, that's actually more, that makes him more guilty, not less. Right? He knew what he was doing, right? Thank you for being an honest actor. I appreciate that. Anyway, moving on from Daniel Penny, this is what the warrior cop mentality gets you. Okay, I'm going to have to censor a part of this. I am not going to censor the audio, and there's a very important reason why. You're going to hear what the cops have to say, and you're also going to hear what the mother has to say about this situation. All right, but hear the justification for this murder by the cops. Listen to how they justify it. So I'm gonna censor this at a certain point here. So let me get my censorship button ready. There we go. Okay, let's start it over. And there it is. And of course, the sound you hear there of that woman is his mother, who just witnessed her son get riddled with bullets. Get riddled with bullets. One more time in case you missed it. The other thing I wanted to point out, and I can show just a few seconds of it before the shooting starts. Hands, 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 hands. So you have about 2-3 seconds. Let's see. Let's count. I'm gonna have to hit censored here just to do this correctly. Let's count how many seconds this person is given to respond before the first shot is fired. The first command he's given, which is hands, which could be interpreted as hands. I have hands. You have hands. 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 Obviously, you're supposed to put your hands up, but they don't have time to put your hands up. Just hands, and you're supposed to interpret that properly. Remember, you have the obligation to de-escalate. You have the obligation to calm the officer down. That's your legal obligation. Because the murder that the cop is going to perform on you is by default justified, and it's actually up to you to de-justify that in a court. Isn't that cool? Isn't that great? They can shoot you down. They're totally innocent, and you have to prove why they're not. Anyway, let's count how many seconds this man is given to comply with this command. That's one. Hold on, let's start over. Okay, so right there. Hold on. He's given a whole 7 seconds. Wow. I mean, you got to give these guys. These guys are trained under pressure. 7 seconds to respond, and I don't think he had a gun. Maybe he had a gun. Maybe it was reported that he had a gun. You know, whatever it was. That's how much, you know, that's how much respect the cop is going to give you. This was once again, if you've been following the news, you know what this is. Wellness check, boy, oh boy. Let me tell you something. You ever want to just assassinate somebody and you don't want to do the work yourself? You know, just call in a wellness check from your local police department. You know, there's like a 1 in 10 chance that maybe they'll just shoot the guy up, you know? Hands, 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 hands. Bah, 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 bah. Problem solved. This was a protest. I just wanted to show this before the mass shooting update. This was a protest in Belgrade. The government and the media were claiming that it was a very small protest. But this was a protest after a double mass shooting. Some kind of mass shooting happened out there. I don't know all the details, unfortunately. I should have gotten them. But this image here, you know, from a protest from people who don't want to see what they see in America become normalized. And what am I talking about? Normalized violence? This is the good old US of A. You know, when I think of the USA, I think hot dogs, I think, you know, big bootied hoes, and I think baseball, right? Right? Hot dogs, big booties, baseball. That's as American as it gets, right? How about you and I take a little breather, enjoy the American pastime of baseball.
Oh, and be ready, don't let it get by you.
Wait, come here.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
What happened?
What is it? What is it?
Oh, what happened? It must be fireworks. Fireworks. I'm gonna play the video one more time. Tell me if you spot. Apparently somewhere on the field, a bullet hit the field. Tell me if you spot that. We're gonna go ahead and start over here. Oh, I love Little League. You know, lots of memories when I was a kid.
Oh, and be ready, don't let it get by you.
Wait, come here.
What is it?
Another day in America.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
One thing's for certain. I know those guns were legal. I'm sure they were. And I bet you it was a totally justified situation where the bad guy was defeated and the good guy walked away in the sunset. I can guarantee you of those two things. Oh, some more shots there. A couple more. Maybe the kill shots, right? The finishing. Yeah.
I don't know.
And then Dirty Harry puts his revolver away. Fucking liberal. Off to the sunset. Where's the cops?
I do.
Takes cops an average of 5 to 10 minutes to show up to any kind of criminal incident. Doesn't matter if it's guns or otherwise. Welcome back, Chrono Stampede. Make sure you check out Chrono Stampede's Twitch channel, folks. Like and subscribe on Chrono Stampede. Great channel.
Yes, I thought it was good. I wasn't sure. Oh, yeah.
By the way, this is the third Little League footage that I've shown where there's a shooting that happens, you know, in the vicinity, usually in the parking lot outside, you know, right next to the Little League game. This is the third time, the third separate incident that's been caught on camera. I just thought I'd tell everybody that if you're new to the channel, this is the third separate video that I've shown in the last, I think, 3 or 4 months. Just thought I'd show you that. So now, Chrono Stampede, guess what, buddy? You made it just in time for America's favorite news segment, Mass Shooting Update, folks. Mass Shooting Update. There we go. Here we go, folks. Everyone's favorite mass shooting update. There has been 257 U.S. mass shootings in 2023. I'd like to remind everybody that's more mass shootings than there has been days. 5,392 mass shootings since 2013 and 0 whole days since the last mass shooting. Maybe one will happen in your backyard. Over there in Shreveport, L.A., 0 dead with 4 injured, gunman unknown. Bad aim. Indianapolis, 1 dead with 3 injured, gunman unknown. Don't forget, less than 50% of murders are actually solved in America. So, hey, you got a pretty good chance on getting away with that murder. Philadelphia, PA, 1 dead and 3 injured. Juvenile victims, 17-year-old boy killed 3 other juveniles, ages 7, 15, and 6. Wounded. Gunman unknown. Well, I'm sure that the gun that was used to maim the 7-year-old, 15-year-old, and 16-year-old children was a legal weapon. I sure hope it was. I'd be pissed if it wasn't. Over there in Chicago, Illinois, 2 dead with 3 injured. Juvenile victim, 17-year-old boy among the wounded. Gunman unknown. Well, it's probably gang stuff or something, right? So whatever. Gang stuff. I should still own an assault weapon. Over there in Denver, Colorado, 1 dead with 4 injured. Juvenile victim, 17-year-old boy among the wounded, and gunman unknown. So there you have it, folks. All the mass shootings that we could cram into one day. Thank you so much. By the way, the mass shooting update is brought to you by Garbage Fuel. Garbage Fuel is, of course, the #1 drink mix company in the world. Make sure you drink Garbage Fuel today. Thank you so much, Garbage Fuel, for supporting the mass shooting update. Garbage Fuel. Thank you so much, Garbage Fuel. All right, folks, there you go. There's your U.S. update, U.S. news update. We're moving on to the good news portion of the show to give us a little palate cleanser from the horror of daily life in the United States. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the other side there.